So, since tonight you wrote what you wanted the story to be about, your story is about a boy.
I didn't write what my story is about.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yes?
Yeah, it's about a boy that had a very special power. He had the power to skip everything that he didn't like. And so, he discovered his power quite by accident. As one night, he couldn't go to sleep. And he was tossing and turning in his bed when suddenly he said out loud, "Oh, I wish I could just skip tonight and wake up tomorrow." And before you know it, it was the next day, and he was refreshed. And he was like, "That's weird. I don't even remember my dream. How did this happen? Huh, okay." But he didn't think much about it. And he went to school the next day. And they had a lesson that was not too much fun for him. In fact, it wasn't even a lesson. They were sitting the class in front of a TV to watch some weird thing that he's seen already or that he didn't care for. And he said, "Oh gosh, I wish this remote control had a skip to skip this boring video." And he blinked his eyes, and suddenly on the TV screen he saw the end. "Okay, kids, it's recess time." And he thought, well, that's strange. I don't remember this video being so short. How did it go from starting to the end? Huh. Oh well, lucky me, he thought. And he didn't think much about it. And then, a few days later, one of his friends was coming over to play. And so he got up early in the morning, cleaned up his room, but the kid didn't know what to do, and he was just playing with his phone, trying to figure out what else he could do until his friend got there to play with him. And he said out loud, "Oh, I wish I could just skip time until my friend gets here." And suddenly he heard the alert from the gate, and his friend was there. And he was like, "What's going on? Wait a second." And then he remembered about that night when he wanted to skip the night, and then in the class when he wanted to skip the movie, and now this. And so he gave it a try. And he thought, well, let's see. Next time there's something I don't like, I'm going to skip it. And so he started doing that. Everything he didn't like, he would skip in his mind, and he would say out loud, "I wish I could skip this thing," and poof. He was amazed. In fact, he could never get into trouble. Nothing bad could happen. He was always skipping things. Anything that wasn't fun, skip. Anything that was taking too long, skip. Food that he didn't like, skip. Brushing your teeth, skip. Blah 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 blah, skip. Skip, 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 skip. Everything was skip. Before you know it, he became an old boy. And one day, he was dating a girl, and he was too much in love with this girl. But this was not a very committed girl. I mean, she was nice, she was fine, she was very beautiful too. But this girl found another boy that she suddenly decided that she liked better, and just left this kid. He was already much older, but at this time he was an expert on skipping anything that he didn't like. And so he was very heartbroken. He was very, very sad because he really loved this girl, and she cheated on him and went with someone else. And so he was so sad, and he said, "I wish I could skip this time when I'm sad and get to the finish of this, the end of this sadness." And before you know it, total darkness. He couldn't see anything. He thought, that's weird. Did I lose my sight? That's strange. Well, I guess maybe I'm sleeping. I'll wake up later. But time kept passing, and he couldn't see anything. He was very surprised and starting to get a little worried. He figured, it's easy. All I need to do is skip this. I wish I could skip this time when I can't see. And so suddenly he found a light, very, very faint, very far away. And he thought, well, that's something. At least I can see something. I'm going to go towards the light. But the light was so, so, so far away. And it looked like he would never, ever get there. So he said, I wish I could skip all the journey and get to the light. And poof, light was surrounding him. And there it was, sitting in the light. There was a being with a hood. He couldn't see his face, but he felt like he was a nice person. So he said, hi. And the being said, little boy, you've been very responsible with your gift. Gift? Said the boy. Yes. Before you were born, you asked for the power to skip the things you didn't like. Oh, so that's what that is. Cool, said the boy. Well, when do I get back to my everyday life? And the hooded figure said, you skipped it. What do you mean I skipped it? You skipped your whole life. Not everything in life is supposed to be fun, because sometimes things that are not fun teach you lessons and make you a stronger person. But you kept skipping all that, so you became weak and you abandoned life. You abandoned all you were ever supposed to be, all you were going to build. No, said the boy, I only skipped the parts that I didn't like. That's my point. Life is a mix of everything. It's like eating the most delicious food made out of a lot of ingredients. Not all the ingredients are perfect. You like sushi, right? Said the boys. Oh, yes, sushi is the best. Well, what if I feed you smoked salmon for just a week? Oh, yes, give it to me, said the boy. Well, what if I feed you just rice? Oh, I like rice, said the boy. Well, what if I feed you rice every day for the rest of your life? Doesn't sound so much fun. Exactly. Sushi is made out of all those ingredients put together. But when you skip one, you don't get sushi. What you get is a different thing. That's not life. I see. So how do I get back? There's only one way. You have to wish to skip back into the past before the moment where you requested to be born with the power to skip things. And this time, try life out without skipping any part of it. But that's horrible. What if I have to watch those horrible documentaries? And what if I have to wait for my friends to get here or brush my teeth? And the boy said, what if all of those things turn you into the most amazing version of yourself? It's part of life. Enjoy the journey. Make sure that everything that looks hard has there's always a way to see things under a beautiful light. Not everything you're going to enjoy to the best of your life, but you have to try. You have to learn that lesson. You can never learn it if you skip it. All right, said the boy. I wish I could skip back into the past until before the moment where I wish to be born with the ability to skip things, said the boy. And suddenly, the light grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. He was being born into the world. And it was cold, and it didn't feel good. And he thought about skipping that part, but he thought, no, I must stay here. And he started forgetting about his past before coming into this dimension. And he realized that it was hard, but at the same time, it was a choice and a journey he had to make. And so he decided to be brave and strong. and become the best he could ever be. No more skipping. The end.
I'll start.
Good night,